Have you ever sat down to study, read a page, and then immediately forget everything you just read? It's frustrating, right? Well, what if I told you that it's not your fault? The way you've been trying to memorize things is probably slowing you down. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to memorize anything faster and easier, whether you're a student trying to ace exams, a professional trying to retain important information, or just someone who wants to learn new things effortlessly. By the time you finish this video, you'll have a brain hacking strategy that you can use instantly to retain more, recall faster, and never struggle with memory again. Sounds good? Let's dive in. Step 1. Understand how your brain learns best. Most people try to memorize things the wrong way, by just reading the same thing over and over again. But science shows that this doesn't help you remember much. Think about this. You can easily remember the lyrics of a song you haven't heard in years, but you forget what you studied yesterday. Why? Because your brain loves patterns, connections, and engagement, not just plain reading. So instead of passively reading, you need to use techniques that actively involve your brain, like creating mental images of what you're learning, using associations, that is, connecting new info to something you already know, testing yourself instead of just reading, that is, active recall. This step is all about shifting from boring repetition to smart learning techniques that make memorization faster and easier. Step 2. The Memory Palace Technique, Loci Method. This method was used by ancient Greek philosophers and even world memory champions. Here's how it works. 1. Imagine a place you know very well. It could be your house, school, or a familiar route. 2. Attach information to different locations in that space. For example, if you're memorizing a list of historical events, place each one in a different room in your house. 3. When you need to recall, mentally walk through that place. Your brain loves locations and visuals, so this method sticks better than simple repetition. Step 3. The Feynman Technique, Teach to Learn. Want to master a concept? Teach it to someone else in the simplest way possible. Take what you're trying to learn. Explain it like you're teaching a 5-year-old. If you struggle, go back and refine your understanding. By doing this, you're forcing your brain to process the information deeply, making it much easier to remember. Step 4. Chunking, breaking information into pieces. Ever wonder why phone numbers are split into small sections instead of one long number? That's chunking, grouping information into smaller, meaningful parts. Example, instead of trying to memorize this, break it into something like this. 1492, Columbus. 1776, Independence. 2002, World Cup. Your brain remembers patterns better than random facts. Step 5. The Power of Visualization and Stories. Our brains are wired for images and stories. If you turn boring information into a vivid story, you'll remember it effortlessly. Example, if you need to remember a shopping list, milk, eggs, and bread, picture a giant milk flood, or eggs flying in the air, and a talking loaf of bread. The crazier your picture, the better. Step 6. The 80-by-20 rule of memorization. Not everything is equally important. The Pareto principle states that 20% of what you study gives you 80% of your results. So instead of cramming everything, focus on key concepts, frequently tested questions, summarizing information into bite-sized points. This way, you get maximum retention with less effort. Step 7. Use spaced repetition. Cramming is a short-term trick, but spaced repetition locks information into your long-term memory. Study something today. Review it after 24 hours. Then again in 3 days, 7 days, and 14 days. Apps like Anki or Quizlet make this process automatic so you don't forget what you learn. Step 8. Boost memory with lifestyle hacks. Your brain is like a muscle, it needs the right fuel. Want to supercharge your memory? Do this. Sleep at least 7 to 8 hours. Your brain processes memories while you sleep. Eat brain-boosting foods like walnuts, blueberries, and dark chocolate. Stay hydrated. Dehydration makes you forgetful. Exercise regularly. Even a 10-minute walk improves brain function. Bonus, the power of emotion in memory. Ever notice how emotional events stick in your memory? Use this to your advantage by attaching emotions to what you're learning. Example, if you're learning a new language, connect words to experiences or funny mental images. The more emotional the connection, the stronger the memory. Final words. Now that you know how to memorize faster and easier, don't just watch this video and forget about it. Pick one technique and try it right now. Let me know in the comments, which method are you going to use today? And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this. See you in the next video.